Hello, everyone. We are here and we're doing something different now because, except for one person who looks kind of animalistic right now, anyway, we're going to be talking about cars and pets. And we are all pet owners. I have two dachshunds. Justin Uy, who is joining us, represents Hobbs and Lands, and he has three Belgian Malinois and a cat. Nix has two dogs. Paula has two dogs. Chris has new facial hair.
Zero.
So, welcome everyone. Welcome. We're going to be talking about pets because during this time of the pandemic, there's been a lot of new pet ownership. Actually, it's very, very cool in the U.S., not necessarily in the Philippines. Rescue shelters are a big deal, and the rescue shelters are saying, and they're happily posting empty stalls, which means for example, in the dachshund rescue groups that I'm in, they say this is awesome. We've never had empty shelves. So that's great. But there are also, you also got to get the right dog. You have to have something that fits your lifestyle. Dogs are not toys. They're not fashion items. They're pets. They're living things that are part of your life. That also includes driving around with them, whether it's just bringing them to the vet, whether it's bringing them on trips, whether it's bringing them to the beach, which is really, really fun. My dogs love the beach. There are things we need to do to be aware of what is safe for them, what protects our cars, what keeps them from shedding all over the place. There are a lot of safety issues we don't really necessarily know about. And that is why we have Justin here, because he's going to tell us what we do not know. Just because I forgot again, this is the Cars Casually team. We have Nix, we have Chris, we have Paulo. Gerard is not here today, and we have our guest, Justin Uy. And hi, I'm Carl. So let us start. Justin, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Hey, Carl. Thanks for inviting me over. So, yeah, it's actually really true what you're saying, that a lot of pet owners are popping up during this pandemic. But on the flip side, we're also seeing a lot more hungry stray cats on the road, maybe because of less people throwing trash out or less people eating out, right? It's really a balance that we need to strike right now on responsible pet ownership, and also keeping an eye out for all the stray dogs and cats. In the Philippines, we call them the aspins and ascals, or puspin and right.
All right. Well, I saw we did something recently with Nix and Justin and some of the guys got together and started showing people pet gear, some of which I had never seen before. I transport my pets with large crates in the back of a station wagon. Sometimes when they were young, I would put them on my lap, which is not the best thing in the world.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
So we learned that, and we learned from that. But Justin has some stuff that we're going to be talking about. Justin, let's say you are starting as a pet owner, and it's all cute, and you're bringing the dogs home in a little box or whatever. But what are the first things you need? Because remember, you're also going to be transporting these things right off the bat. If you're going to get a new dog and you don't have one, what's the first thing you need?
That's a really good question. A lot of new pet owners are so excited to bring their puppy or kitten home, or just to rescue a kitten on the side of the road, and they just put them in a box. And I've experienced it before where I have an old carton in the trunk of my car, and that's where I put the kitten. And next thing I know, I can't find the kitten anymore because he's hiding underneath the car seat. And as you know, one common denominator for all of us here is we are car lovers, right? So the last thing you want is scratched up leather seats as well.
Very true.
So it's very important to prepare yourself when you are going to bring home a pet, a kitten or a puppy, especially since you'll be needing to bring it to the vet quite often for vaccinations, for checkup. And the most basic thing you can prepare is pet carrier, which let me pull out a picture real quick here. What's nice about the available pet carriers in the market is they all have nice locks, and most of them are actually airline approved. So let me just share my screen here real quick and scroll all the way down. So this is your...
That's a big dog in the front seat. Oh, that was Uzi.
Hi, Uzi.
So this is the first thing you guys might want to buy is a pet carrier that would fit either at the back seat of your car, or if you have a crossover, then you can have it in the cargo bay. Now, of course, never ever put this in the trunk of your sedan.
Yes.
The heat in a trunk of a sedan is not going to be pleasant for your kitten.
Not a good.
Yeah, no doubt.
And for kittens or puppies, we do recommend to keep them inside the vehicle cabin with air conditioning. All right. Even if you have a pickup, don't put them at the back if they're still young. They
Oh,
won't
How,
be able
really?
to.
how do you
Okay.
feel about pickups? How do you feel about dogs in the back of pickups?
All right.
Um,
So actually, I have a picture right here of a bigger crate with a bigger dog
Oh.
at the back of my pickup, and we use them only when we're transporting short distances, and we have to make sure it's not really hot outside.
Oh my, short distances. Because like I
Yeah.
see some people they do this method for long distances. So,
yeah.
So make sure to
Yeah,
put
I
a
mean,
insulated cover just to keep the heat
yeah.
out, and a lot of water break. Did you know
okay.
that?
Personally, I wouldn't like bring a dog out at the back of the flatbed of a pickup when I'm traveling in the expressway.
Yes.
And I would want to make sure they're inside a crate because sometimes you would see the dog just roaming around the flatbed, right? So you would want to make
Oh
sure
my
that they're inside
god,
a
yeah.
crate.
And then the
Is that
worst part, like
secured?
naka-leash lang.
Do you secure it?
Yeah, that's secure.
Yes,
Ah.
ideally you strap them on the
Mhm.
pickup bed with the toe straps.
Okay.
Make sure it doesn't move around because the last thing you want is the carrier to flip over the pickup bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, only for short distances, and make sure it's properly secured. If it's too hot outside, put a insulated cover on top and a lot of water breaks. Dogs
Okay.
Like
don't.
how
Yeah.
oh, dogs don't. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Dogs
Yeah.
don't.
They don't.
How do you okay, in this case, do you put water inside the crate with them?
It does help to put a water on the tray, but it would usually just spill out. You know, our roads
Yeah.
are not exactly perfect.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
do
Yeah.
have water bottles. Let me find a picture of a water bottle. Oh, I don't have one now, but you know the water bottle used by rabbits?
Yes,
do-
like with a
Yeah.
little nozzle.
They
Yeah.
have bigger
Yeah.
versions of those. that
Okay.
you can put
How
on the
if
table.
okay if you okay, so this is not the ideal situation at all. For most of the time, we would want them in the back. Okay. How often would you have water breaks?
Again, Carl, it depends on the breed of your dog, the age of your dog, and how hot it is outside. But
Okay.
again, for puppies, do not traumatize them by putting them at the back of your pickup starting day one. I
Okay.
always recommend, even a puppy Belgian Malinois should always be inside the vehicle compartment first with air
Okay.
conditioning when it's less than a year old, or
Okay.
maybe a
A year.
minimum 6 months old. Yeah, keep them inside. You don't want to
Okay.
traumatize your dog. And crate training is a different topic altogether. What I want to share with you guys just now is what to do when traveling with
Okay.
your
Okay,
companion.
we got derailed, and it was my fault because I started talking about the crate. But okay, first time pet owner, what do they bring with them when they bring the pet home? Crate or
Right.
some kind of box? What else? Water containers, food.
I want to focus on the traveling aspect. So,
Uh-huh.
in terms of traveling with your new pet, you might want poop scooper. That's something very
Yes.
That's
We have to
very
be
handy.
responsible. It
When
is
you have-
like a moon scooper, but it encloses and it comes with like a plastic
need
bag that
that.
you can drop it to.
Wait. Okay, so
Okay.
that doesn't have a bag itself, right? That's just a scoop.
It's some yeah, but
Yeah.
on the belt you can have like I think Kat had it on her hip, the
So
belt.
here's my friend Kat, and as you
There
can
you
see,
go.
hanging on her waist is a poop bag.
Yeah, that's what I have.
The poop bag. So
Not the dog, not the person, but the bag. So
the poop
yeah,
bag.
exactly the same one. Okay.
Shout out to the
Oh.
dog Logan. That's his name's Logan. He's a cutie pie.
And
Okay.
of
What
course,
else? What else? What other little things? How do you bring water? How do you bring food?
I always have a good leash. That's very important. I would always recommend keeping dogs on a leash at all times when you're outside. We're not like the states where cars would stop immediately for pedestrians. So
That's
you
true.
always have a good leash, fixed leash, or in this case, a retractable one. This is the dog poop bag, which is an essential these days. Be considerate to our neighbors, and of course, some dog toys to keep the dog
Busy.
relaxed and happy just to chew around.
Do you put the toys inside the crate?
Again, it depends on the dog breed, but I never leave my pets' toys with them because they get bored.
Okay.
And the moment they
Good
get
point.
bored, they will stop playing with them. So always make playtime a treat. Make
Learn something
playtime
new today.
look forward to.
Good
Yeah.
advice.
Good, right? Does that work
I
on
can apply
babies
that
You're
to
thinking
Knicks.
about your kids now, aren't you, Chris?
I'm actually thinking about Knicks.
My toys!
That works. That
You
works.
can't play yet, Knicks.
Okay. Now there was something that we saw, and I had never seen before, Justin. You shared it with us, and it was a tube that went into the back of a car. And you also showed us like a big blanket, which I wanted to get, but it doesn't address the one issue, which is shedding. Then you had a tube. So if you get a chance, can you show us that? Because I find that quite useful, actually.
Let me just show you guys real quick other things that you can use to transport your.
Oh, there, the tubes there.
So of course,
Oh.
the pet crate can't really buckle into your car seat, right? The pet crate
Mhm.
is round; it's a big plastic box. So in the states or in other countries, they would recommend carriers that could actually strap into your car seat. And this is a good example right here. It's called the pet tunnel. So the pet tunnel has straps.
That
you
looks
can-
like it's for a big dog.
we do have. It comes
Yeah.
in different sizes. It
But
comes
I
in
think
different
the dog, for small
Or
dogs,
cat.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Or the cat looks like it's staring. Like, well,
It looks angry.
yeah, that's me. Chris, where's my
Oh,
toys?
Just a quick note, everyone. Justin Oy is here because he's sharing this information with us, but he also does actually carry some of these products, and the links to those will be added later on. But right now, he's here to discuss the issues. And even though we're actually talking to him about all the stuff we want to buy from him, so okay, I've got 2 miniature dachshunds. Is it one pet per tube, or 2 pets per tube, or what? Because the cats you had 2, the dog you had 1.
All dogs have different personalities, Carl. So it depends.
Okay.
You can't put my cat together with another cat, but
You can put the 2 dogs together.
I do fine together. And
Okay.
again,
Not cat for sure. No.
moving around with your pets is all about being secure. And aside from the pet tunnel, we also have seat barriers.
Oh, that's important. That's really
You don't want your
important.
pet. If even if your pet is well trained and you decide to just let him loose at the back on the back seat of your car, you don't want him suddenly jumping into the front seat
Yes,
while you're
correct.
driving. Distraction is not helpful. So this barrier here just prevents a dog from jumping forward. But if you want to be sure, a cage like this one secures on your headrest.
Nice. So that's
It's connected to your headrest.
Yes, it connects to your
Uh,
headrest. It's adjustable to all lengths, so it's a universal application for any type
That's
of vehicle.
cool.
yeah.
I
So
like
like the rods you see there, it's kind of like the tripod legs that you adjust accordingly. Yeah.
So what's keeping it? What's keeping it upright? Is it touching the roof?
No. The head seat. The
Yeah,
head,
okay, so-
yeah.
So it's not touching the top of the. It's not touching the roof at all. The ceiling.
No.
But the telescopic rods extend that it's tight to the walls
Yes.
of your
Okay. So it's tight but not touching.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, got it. Okay. No, but
Yeah.
you don't want marks on your ceiling. So
Yeah,
okay.
it's true.
Let me share you another version on how to use this pet barrier on a Subaru XV here that we shot with Logan again.
Yeah. Hey, Logan.
Can you guys
Who's watching?
So
There you
with those
go.
with crossovers, or if you have an AUV like an Innova, this barrier also works for the back space, not just the front seats.
Okay.
what I like-
How does it connect there?
Again, on the
The-
rear seat headrest.
Okay.
What I like about it is because it helps make the dog stay comfortable. So like there's aircon from the
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
but also he's allowed to move around. He's allowed to lie down, stand up, which is like the number one thing when you're transporting dogs. You want them to have a sense of like comfortability. So actually, it's best like while they're young that you train the dogs to take on like trips, and
Mhm.
this will help a lot. Stuff like this will help a lot.
Now,
Do you guys find, Justin? Do you find that dogs are, or your dogs, do they tend to be malikot when they're traveling for like 2 hours at a time?
they get excited, but some dogs also get motion sickness.
Oh.
And that's
So-
why you feed them a light meal 3 to 4 hours
Mm.
before a trip.
Okay.
And speaking of motion sickness, I guess the next thing I want to share with car owners is keep your car clean and neat.
Oh,
We don't want the hair
the,
or dog fur all over the place.
Okay.
the carpet.
The carpet on your leather seats.
Wait,
So
one quick
the
thing.
carpet. Oh, sorry.
One quick thing is that what I'm pointing to my screen, which is pointless. You're showing us what's the name of this dog?
Logan.
Logan. You're showing Logan in the back, but that's not how you would transport Logan, correct? Or would
Well,
you?
just close the
Again,
door.
it depends on the training of the
Okay.
dog. Dog is
Okay.
comfortable at the cargo area without any crates, then it's fine. Just keep the door closed.
Okay.
First, it would always be helpful to have a loose leash on him, because if the
Yes.
door suddenly opens, you don't want him to run out,
Yeah.
Very true.
suddenly run out of the car and get hit by a vehicle in an unfamiliar place. So we do have seat belts for dogs, and
There
this
you
is the
go.
next one we wanted to show.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the blanket's also there.
Yeah, and the blanket just to keep your car seat secure. So a seat belt here actually straps onto the dog collar and it straps
Okay.
onto your seat belt,
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
and it's
It is,
about
dude. So-
I had no idea these accessories even existed.
yeah,
But
dude.
even
When I was there, I was mind blown for a good hour with all the stuff that they had. Let's put it that way.
Okay, everyone. Just so we all know this, Chris has a new baby.
Not exactly
No, but-
new. She's 2. But
So
yeah,
he might be
I can apply
wondering
that
about some of
cage.
these things.
I like that
And then,
cage. Yeah.
No, we've
And
seen
then
his kid, and she's
Turn
a
the trunk to
sweetheart.
the playpen. No,
So
but Justin, can you show the carpet that goes all the way? That was really nice, eh? That's the one
Alright.
I would recommend, Sir Carl, actually.
Would you use that carpet with the pet tube, whatever you call it?
you could,
You could.
as a double
Yeah.
precaution. So here's what we call our pet seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
that's
do you call that?
really
Sorry?
awesome.
Just a pet seat cover. you know.
Okay.
It's like a big blanket, but again, it has
Mhm.
provisions to hook up to your headrest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Because-
okay.
If you just put any piece of cloth or trapal at the back seat, it's just going to slide off, right? So what's nice about this is it has loops that would connect to the headrest of your
Okay.
vehicle and keep in place. Of course, dogs salivate a lot. It's not just fur that you want to keep out of your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's also laway, dripping. Sometimes the paws could be muddy after running in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going for a walk. So these covers make sure that, the seats of your Subaru STI keeps clean.
yeah. No, but in fairness,
That
like
keep
all the dog hair, because we removed this after, all the dog hair was kept in this carpet.
Really.
Really amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it makes sense, eh? Like especially let's say if you have cloth seats, then what attracts dog hair to cloth seats is static.
Hmm.
This avoids that. Like this is the one that gets static and absorbs all the dog hair. So when you remove it, like your seats are perfectly fine. And also
Is there a
the smell.
particular static? You're saying it. Is it like meant to be static? E? Is there
Ah,
something
this
that's
one-
doing that? Or no?
No, not
Really,
really. But when the dog moves, then like static electricity is
Okay,
introduced,
got
and then
Okay. No, that's a good point.
Mhm.
Again, you don't want your dog to jump into your front seat. You see, Ubi's
Yes.
seat is full of saliva already.
Yeah.
So, one thing you might want to add when traveling with pets is also a small air filter in your vehicles. Just to
Okay.
keep,
Air filter.
Yeah, I actually got mine.
there you go,
That's
air
honestly-
filter and ionizer. A wet dog in your vehicle is gonna.
Do you
Really?
find that they really make a difference?
The filter only filters off dust and particles. What's important is to have an ionizer. And
Okay.
if that doesn't work, there are available aircon filters.
Oh, that's a cleaner, the aircon cleaner.
Okay. One of the issues that we've seen with ionizers is that sometimes they end up creating a residue around where they are. Like if it's like a white, if you have it beside your wall, then the wall gets dirty, right? Is that still happening in something like this?
I've been using this in my vehicle for about 3 months, coming into the lockdown, and I haven't experienced that. I guess it depends on the size of your ionizer. So this one is really designed for vehicles. It
Yeah.
plugs into USB or your cigarette lighter. It doesn't need an outlet.
And the filter pala lasts 6 months. It's pretty like just plug it and then don't mind it for 6 months.
But again, if your dog sheds a lot, then it might be cut down to 3 months.
Yun lang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not. I mean, this is not filtering hair, right? This is just filtering small particles and smell, aroma.
Yeah, which I think is
So-
the bigger thing to worry about.
Okay. So
like, in
you're
my
still
opinion.
talking about vacuuming it regularly. You're still talking about using all the protective stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think the pet tube and the pet blanket combined are overkill?
Again, it depends, Carl, on the training of your pet. If you have a really calm dog, then just keeping him on the blanket would be fine, like Heart over here. But if you have a really excited pet that jumps all around and starts to bite on things and scratch
Yep.
things, then you might want to keep them in a sturdier crate.
Okay.
So
Okay,
That sounds like me.
How is
The
the what do you call it? That tube? You just call it a pet tube?
pet tunnel, yeah.
Okay. For the pet tunnel, is the base material any stronger than the sides? I mean, is it something that will get ripped up? If,
Let me share the photo of the tunnel again to
yeah,
show our viewers.
because if it's too light, for example, then any scratching that they do might just transmit to your leather interior.
That's right. Right. So let me show it real quick.
That's why I'm thinking.
If you see here, the base is a little thicker. The top is actually a mesh.
Okay, but there's no structure to it, right? The structure is only based on the round side, right? It's one of those fold out things.
Yeah, it collapses like a sunshade or like an umbrella. It's not exactly sturdy enough to keep your dog in if it wants to escape. You know.
Okay.
So it depends on
Got
the
it.
personality. If you have a really agitated dog who would try to chew out of it, I think it would be able to.
How does it close? Is it a zipper?
Yes, it zips closed.
Okay.
Do both sides open or just one side?
Both sides open.
And
about
when
putting-
you're not using it, you can just fold it and put it in the trunk, right?
Yes, it collapses.
It's very
like
compact.
a sunshade. Collapses
Okay.
flat.
Okay.
Like a sun.
Okay, the one we're looking at now is smaller than the first photo you showed, right?
You can actually extend it in
Oh,
different
that's
lengths.
right.
It
Okay,
comes in
okay.
different diameters.
Got it.
So there's a smaller diameter and a bigger diameter.
What about putting
Ah,
this in the back? Because when we travel, the dogs are in the back portion of a station wagon. Can you secure this back there, or will it just roll over? Because the crates are securable.
It's gonna roll. It's gonna roll. So if you're gonna put it at the back of your station wagon or your Innova, I would revert back to a crate or just leave them at the back cargo area with the barrier. So again, the crate. Let me pull it up.
You know, the solution to this is just have a crate with nets on it. If you're trying to catch the hair, right?
Trust me, Carl. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Compartments. We've tried them all, and a cat or a kitten would find a way out. So what's
Okay.
nice about these, tried and tested products is they're actually airline approved. So with an airline approved crate, you can be pretty confident that your kitten or puppy won't be
Yeah.
able to get by accident.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Again,
Got
check with the airline for other restrictions, but these have IATA certifications, which are in the States. So a crate is still the safest, most secure way, I would say. Crate is still the
Then-
best.
And then like the blanket and the others, it's like if you wanna give them more like leg room.
And
within
if
the
your
car.
pet misbehaves,
Yes.
Okay.
misbehave.
And you can see Chris is thinking of putting me in a crate. It's like,
I need a big one for you next.
or put me with the cage over there at the back. Chris.
You go back here with heart.
So just put it in
Okay,
the
are
pit of
there
bed next.
Yeah.
Any other things you think that basically? Okay, we've talked about all that. What about anything for feeding them regularly? Anything? What else? Any emergency gear?
I want to focus on going outdoors with pets, Carl. Feeding is another topic if you don't mind. I want to show one more piece on biking with dogs. A lot of people have been, raving to go out. Their dogs are stuck in their condos. They need exercise.
Yeah.
So one safe way to bike with your dog is what we call a cycling
Cycling leash.
leash. Let me pull that
Chris
up.
has more ideas now.
So we do have the cycling. See, it has an extension for your bicycle to latch
Oh.
on to your dog's collar.
Oh,
Without-
wow.
And I guess it detracts.
That's for
detracts
me. That's for the lazy guys like me.
On the contrary, it does not retract. It's a fixed bar, so your dog can't go near the bicycle.
Good, because that's what'll kill you.
And cause the leash to tangle in your bike's chain or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Chris and his scooter.
Wow. Yeah, I was actually thinking that.
And if you wanna spoil your dog, you do have
Oh, I can.
Oh!
to the front of your bike.
Yeah, this one I can
I wish
use for the multi.
I wish I had that 5 years ago.
And let's not forget, of course, for the Donias and those who just pamper their pets
You know,
small.
I can imagine next using this one.
Yeah, dude. I totally would, dude. I totally would.
Well ventilated bags are very important. Actually, in New York, in the New York subway, there's a joke that you can bring your dog as long as it fits in your bag. So one time it was trending Great Danes being stuffed into bags.
Yung mga hiking bags.
Imagine an Alaskan Malamute in the backpack. Again, it depends on how trained your dogs are and how
That's
you.
true.
Or just cut 4 holes in the bottom of a bag, right, and have them walk.
Hey, I think Louis Vuitton actually came out with pet bags as well.
Wouldn't be surprised. They came out with their masks, though.
All right, so what else? What else have you got for us, Justin, that we need to tell people about?
Okay, so of course you want to also get your dog used to traveling independently, I would say, and bring all his stuff with him. So we do have vests and harnesses that you can get your dog to carry all his treats, his own poop bag. Let me pull it up real quick here.
Or have
I think that's what Logan was wearing. The
Yeah,
one
Yeah.
Logan was wearing.
there you go. You see it?
Yeah.
And
Alright.
we used to actually have life vests for dogs, but we've already ran out. So those who want to bring your dogs to the beach, you never know when they're in undercurrent. So Helios actually makes dog life vests for swimming with your dog.
Wow.
Or maybe you want to go kayaking or boating.
Yeah.
Which we've done.
Yeah,
I've gone
Really?
paddleboarding
They-
and kayaking.
How do you not worry about them going too far and never coming back?
They're fine.
always keep them on a leash. It's,
Yeah, you have a leash.
That's fine.
Actually,
I
my
always
dogs
say
end up
to
bringing
them-
their leash with them. So, or if the one dog doesn't want to go, the other does. The first dog goes out, gets the leash, and brings the other dog back. It was great.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
so what's
adorable.
good about this vest is you can put all his treats in it and his dog poop bag in it and
And your own stuff too.
his
Your
toys.
water bottle.
Bring his toys. Yeah.
No, but I have a question. If
Mhm.
let's say for new dog owners, should they get like the collar leash or like the vest na harness to start with? That's one
Yeah.
question.
A lot of training methods, and some would prefer collars. For bigger dogs, they would even recommend prong collars that would sort of pinch on the neck of the dog.
The choke collars, the
Uh,
like the metal
not-
one. Is that the one?
No. I don't recommend choke collars,
Yeah.
but good prong collars. Those are
Prong,
totally different.
okay.
Sorry, I don't have a photo, but a prong collar would just pinch on the dog a bit just to help discipline. Again, not all dogs are fur babies. I want to point that out. Some dog breeds work.
Okay.
Some dog breeds need discipline and structure from day one. You can't baby all dog breeds. Okay, not all dog breeds are fur babies. I know a lot of people some people might disagree with me, but not all dog breeds are fur babies. Some need
Yeah.
discipline and structure
For sure,
they-
for sure.
because a lot of dogs, as you see in the news, are being trained for detection. There's been news that dogs can sniff out COVID. Dogs can be trained to sniff out COVID.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yes,
So
that's
a lot of dogs are working hard round the clock every day right now, keeping us safe. And those
Okay.
are working dogs.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask what kind of tips would you suggest for long distance drives? Going out of town on a 6, 7 or more hour drive. What are some of the things that you could recommend? Of course, besides your gear, besides the equipment, any other tips you can share?
Buy a van.
oh, uh light meal 3 to 4 hours before the trip because you don't want to deal with poop in the car. So that prevent like by within the 3 to 4 hours they will use the bathroom, so to speak, and then that's the perfect time to then start the trip. At least like during the, let's say, 7 to 8 hour trip, they won't be needing to use the toilet. So that's one big
Uh,
one. And then always invest in like after every trip, clean the car right away because like the if you let anything linger long enough, the car will
It
smell like dog
stays.
really easily. Yeah, it stays.
It
Um,
stays. Okay.
Good you pointed that out. One thing I want to share with everyone is I follow a lot of pet groups, and because of the lockdown, public transportation has been cut down. So there have been a lot of pet owners asking if they could hitch a ride or if they could ride with people with private vehicles. So if you have a private vehicle going somewhere, you might want to check with neighbors who want to hitch a ride with their dog or cat. A lot of buses don't allow pets right now for safety reasons. So if you do have
Yeah.
private vehicles, you have an extra seat or extra cargo space, help out a lot of pet owners out there who just need a trip to the vet, for example, or need to go home. They can't seem to go home with their puppy or kitten. Lend a hand. I think that's what COVID really did to society is get everyone together. And sadly,
Yeah.
we've been seeing a lot of stray cats being hit by vehicles because I think
Oh
they're more
yeah.
hungry. They're looking for food. So if you see a kitten or a cat outside, give them some food, give them some water.
Like what kind
Uh,
of food, if I may ask? Like what's a safe food to give?
of course, cat food is best, but a bowl of
Yeah,
milk or even a
yeah.
bowl
You
of
need
water,
nothing wrong with cat food in your bag. So
a bowl of cat water, a bowl of fresh water can go a long way.
Yeah.
So let's not forget about other animals outside, not just the pets we spoil.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that's
very true. I agree. Completely agree in that one.
pet friendly.
Ostriches.
What do we feed
Peacocks.
them? What do we feed?
Other things you might see on the road.
You
that's
never
true.
know.
That's true. Okay, well, we have had a fun time now talking with Justin, and he's been explaining to us things about what to do with our pets or a pet you might think of. We
True
are
the
all pet fans in this group. So it was quite interesting. When I talked to Justin about this, he jumped at the chance because he does think that there's a lot of education that's needed. I agree.
Mhm.
Uh, he says things like adopt, don't shop. I agree with that as well. We've just had a great time. Thank you very, very much, everybody. We are the Cars Casually Gang. Once again, we are here with Justin as our guest. We are here with Nix. We are here with Paolo. We are here with Chris. Gerard is not here with us today. We're going to be putting all the links to all this cool stuff down in the links area, whatever you
Description.
call it, in the prescription area. So thank you very, very much. We will be back talking more about cars next time, or maybe dogs too. Who knows? We will see. But thank you very, very much, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and make sure your dogs are all fed.
Thanks for having me, guys.